Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. My name is Piers, and you've joined in for Shooting the Shit Uncensored on Multi-Continental Wrestling Alliance. Guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm going to bring in our guest this evening. His name is Outlandish Zicky Dice. Brother, what is going on, man?
Wait, I got something new. Hear this out. This is the new one. Right, let me see if I get this right. The NWA must-see world television champion, Outlandish Zicky Dice. I think I got that right. That's the first time I said it. What do you think?
Mate, that was awesome. That was awesome. And, you know, like NWA television champion Zicky Dice has a pretty good ring to it, don't you think?
It has to be must. Yes. What do you think?
See. Absolutely, absolutely. But you know what? Here on Shooting the Shit Uncensored, we are uncensored. So, you know, if you want to throw something in there that's to really sort of drive it home, you know what I mean? But, you know, just don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
All righty. I love the sound of that.
Yeah, so we are uncensored. We are live. We are uncut. So whatever we want to get out and say, we are an open forum for you, mate. So firstly, thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. I got to ask, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from Sydney, Australia.
I love it. Good call. Good call. My fiance said Australian. I said, I think so.
Oh, thank you very much. The fiance's on the money. So
Australia's getting outlandish, huh? I got to come wrestle out there sometime.
Dude, people are fighting over like toilet paper at the moment. So, yeah, man.
Paper. I use baby wipes. That's perfect.
There you go. You'll fit in well.
I'm a busy man. I don't have time for more than like one or two wipes. So baby wipes is the way to go.
Wow. There you go. That's
497 right there.
That's awesome. I love it. So, you know, one thing I need to say is I think Chris Jericho over at AEW needs to move over slightly, because there's a new rock and roller / pro wrestler in town, and his name is Zicky Dice. Now, Zicky, before we get into your wonderful wrestling career, I want to talk about your music venture that you're in, Heart to Heart. I was listening to a couple of your songs earlier. Yeah. Really dig it, man. I was a big punk fan growing up. So
you look like it. You look like one of my friends.
Yeah, well, man, look, I think we both sort of have that sort of punk rock look to us to a degree. So, but Zicky, tell us about your band. How long have you guys been rocking out together, man?
Man, well, where to get started? That was my first initial dream, if you will. I would daydream about two things, and that was pro wrestling and music. I knew that I wanted to entertain. Started playing in bands in high school. Nothing too serious. I mean, we thought we were. And from there, we joined local bands, and then I picked out special members from each local band and created Heart to Heart. That was in the summer of 2009, I'd want to say, but we were maybe summer of 2007. We'll see. And been playing ever since. Let's see. We were on Warped Tour 2014. We toured with The Story So Far, 4 Years Strong, Comeback Kid. And music is what led me to wrestling, oddly enough. I say I went from one side of the carnival to the other. So that's what brought me here. So it was about 5 years ago. Just about 5 years ago. We were on tour, and I was acting kind of heelish on stage. We were in Nashville, Tennessee. And the crowd was like booing me, but like singing along to all the songs. And I talked more shit, and they'd boo me. And my buddy John James Ryan Jr. pulled me aside. He's like, I need to talk to you at the end of the night. And I was like, oh man, we're getting kicked off the tour. We were the opening band on the tour, so I thought that like we pissed some people off or whatever. He's like, so I went and met with him, and he's like, I think you need to be a professional wrestler. And I was like, yeah. He's like, you're agile. I know you love it. He's like, I really think you'd be successful in this business. And I said, all right. So I texted Seth Rollins, who I had met through music as well. And I said, hey, dude, I want you to train me. And he said, ha, 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 ha. Are you serious? And I said, I'm going to be better than you are one day. And he said, I'll see you May 1st. So I went back. We finished up that tour, went back home to California, packed up my shit, and moved to Moline, Illinois. a town I've never been to. I was surrounded by cornfields and tornadoes, and then started training at the BlackBerry Wrestling Academy. I graduated from the 3rd class over there, and have been rocking and rolling ever since. At that point, Heart to Heart was kind of on a little hiatus, if you will. So I took that time and energy and put that into becoming Zicky Dice, and I'm glad that I did. You know,
so are a lot of wrestling fans.
Yeah, that John James Ryan I'm telling you about now. He was the first one I called when I won the television title. He didn't answer; he was busy, but he was the first person I called. And then it was my fiance. But John always. I send him every update. Anything cool that's happened in the last 4.5 years, Zicky Dice wise, I send it to him. You know, Rollins will even tell you himself, and he said it before. I think there's an interview I've done somewhere where he said that he didn't think that I would take this serious, that he thought coming from the band world that I was just going to bullshit my way through this. And that was that, you know. I literally sold everything that I had. The band was on the road, but we weren't making much money. So I moved home. I literally sold everything I had, my car, everything. I loaded up the band van and moved out there. I thought I'd be out there for 3 months, and I ended up staying out there for 3 years. Wrestled in the Midwest, and I've done literally anything and everything possible to get to this point right now. I'm still not happy where I'm at. I want more. I plan on rising to the top no time soon.
I mean, definitely becoming the end
in no time soon. Sorry.
Oh.
No time soon.
And that's the thing. I think being, you know, after we just sort of mentioned, you know, winning the NWA World Television title, that is a massive stepping stone, and that's a massive achievement. You know, you join the lists of some legendary men that have held that title. Before we get into that, I just want to go to our comments on Facebook. We have a comment from Mr. Kevin Rodriguez, who's a good friend of mine. He said, Mr. Dice, thank you for supporting small pages like us. I look forward to hosting you this Wednesday on Wrestling Review Society. That is on the War Room. You know, Kevin.
I hate to cut you off, but with that said, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what it's all about to me. So I still get left on red from promoters. I would always be bugging people and did stuff that I didn't want to do because I was trying to get to that next level, right? So the best thing I can do is give back, and I'm totally about the DIY and the hustle. And I've literally, since speaking to you and debuting on NWA, I think we're in between Heart to Heart. I think this is like my 51st maybe or 52nd interview or podcast I've done, and this was also different. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And but I'm really trying to get out there, and I really try and support everyone else's grind. Like yesterday, I feel bad on my Facebook. You know, there's people that I've grown up with and family and people I've known my whole life, and I feel that it's always like Zicky lately, which is awesome. But I posted yesterday, I'm like, hey, enough about Zicky. What's cool in your life? What's going on in your life? You know, tell me about your hustle and your grind. And that's what I love to see because I'm so stuck in the wrestling world, if you will, right now, which is cool. But I like to see everyone else's grind. I like to see everyone else's hustle because that keeps me motivated. I'm just a kid from a small town in California. You know, I struggle with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and that's a lot that goes into the making of Zicky Dice and who Zicky Dice is. So at the end of the day, I'm just a normal dude, and I want to be able to help out and motivate everybody around me because if I can do it and I can get to this point right now, anybody can. And that doesn't go on with wrestling. That goes in anything in life. So that's why I'm here. Woo! Breathe.
No, look, we definitely appreciate it. And, you know, obviously, Zicky, you know, for us putting these shows together for our audiences and also for us, to me, this is, you know, if you said something about a year ago, I'd be sitting here talking to, you know, Zicky Dice, the NWA World Television Champion. I'd kind of say, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I wouldn't believe it.
If you told me that in a year I'd be NWA World Television Champion, I would have told you to fly a kite. It's actually a very funny story how I got to NWA, and I can't help but not tell it every time NWA comes up. I was wrestling. Thank you. Championship wrestling from Hollywood for about 3 years. on and off. I started working for them when I was living in Chicago. I came out and worked a show for them. And then when I moved back to California, my mom doesn't live far where I was first living. Moving back, doesn't live far from where they film. So I started wrestling there when I moved back. Excuse me.
That's all right.
And I was supposed to be in Florida for a show. And it fell through for whatever reason. And Yuma, at the time, over at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, I had texted him and I said, hey, man, I know you reached out for this date and I couldn't do that. But I'm available now. You got room for me? He's like, you know what? Come on down. I'll squeeze you in. I was like, all right, cool. In the 3 years that I've been working there, I've never cut a promo. I was never asked to do a backstage live segment, bring promo, anything. And that day I happened to get there early, and they're like, oh, Nick Bonanno was like, Zicky, you're early. So get up here and cut a promo real quick. I was like, all right. I went up there and said 6 words. I was immediately pulled to the back by Billy Trask, who's a producer at NWA and also worked at Hollywood. And he went like this to me, and around the corner was David Lagana and Billy Corgan standing there. And I had met them once before. They may or may not remember, but I wrestled Tim Storm in the beginning of like the whole 10 pounds of gold thing. If you go back, I was selected to wrestle him.
I just watched that match.
Yeah, you won't recognize me. I was a lot heavier, had brown hair and a big red beard. But yeah, I wrestled Tim Storm, and they pulled me up, and Billy Corgan's like, whoa, man. He's like, Billy Corgan, nice to meet you. And I was like, yeah, I know who you are. You know, I love the Spartans. You know, I'll never tell him that. But, and he's like, look at you, your hair, your sunglasses, your fanny pack. He's like, what are you doing December 14th? And I sat there. I was like, the day sounded familiar. I was like, oh, me and my fiance just planned a snow trip. And I was like, absolutely nothing. I'm completely free. He's like, well, how would you like to work for me in the NWA? And I said, that would be great. That would be awesome. So he's like, okay, Lagana will reach out to you on Monday. I went out, they gave me the dates. I flew out to NWA. I had no idea what I was doing. And Dave Marquez walked up to me and he's like, me and you were talking a lot today. And I was like, what? And then the rest is history. I'd like to say, I am definitely the most talked about professional wrestler in professional wrestling today. And I don't plan on slowing down by any means necessary. I am coming for everybody's spot, and I am going to I am the next best thing in professional wrestling because I refuse to fail.
Absolutely. And that's
nothing more scary than a man that's hungry. I got the TV title. I want more. Now that I had a little taste of gold, I want more.
Absolutely. So we got a question from Facebook, Rob Beisel. When did you start doing the holy shit spot, and what were the initial reactions to it?
I knew this was going to come up, dude. I knew this was Eventually, here we are. I've met my fate and doom. All right, so let's talk about it. Hold on. What are we talking about? Which spot? Let's see. Before I say something that I shouldn't say. Because if it's one spot I've only done once.
So we got a couple of people asking about the holy shit spot. So why don't you tell us about the spot you've only done once? And like, look at your face now. I really want to hear this.
All right. Yeah, man. I knew this was going to come up eventually. I was wrestling at Prestige Wrestling. It was a match with Leva Bates, and I had done some. Yeah, there it is. I had done some magic tricks and stuff in matches. You can see I still do some time to time, not at NWA, but I was like, you know what? I feel like tickling the bear of the internet, and I had an idea. And I took a kick to the stomach and squatted down. Crotch at Black and Brave, one of my trainers, Crotch, loves this spot, okay? I got kicked in the stomach, and I went down, and I had pooped into my hand. It was a poop, and I put that in Leva Bates' mouth, or I tried to put it in her mouth, and then she turned around and put the poop in my mouth, and I took, I think, a kick or punch to the face with the poop.
Oh.
But you know, we knew.
So was that work poop or shoot poop?
Come on now. In the room, it looks legit real. But what I love about it is like my sell on the poop, or like the taking of, because I'm like really doing it, And you know what? It is what it is. I knew exactly what I wanted to do from that, and that was to tickle the bear of the internet. So guess what? I win. That's exactly what happened. You do it once, it's a stupid, silly spot. You do it twice, you're known as the poop guy. So that's the one time I did that spot, and the only time.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, look at Joey Ryan. You become known as the dick flip wrestler.
I wrestled Joey Ryan once. That's a match you guys should go and find and watch.
That would be a pretty interesting match considering both styles. But one thing I want to ask: so you mentioned training under Seth Rollins.
He did not teach me how to poop in matches.
He didn't tell you how to. Well, I hope not. I hope by that stage in life you had that down pat where you knew how to poop. So what was it like training with Seth Rollins at the Black and Brave Academy? Was it something like when you first went in there? Did you have as much respect for the professional wrestling business as you do now? Like obviously taking the bumps and the punishment to the body. How did you find it in the initial learning of professional wrestling, taking the first initial bumps?
I knew it was going to be tough. It's funny. I was actually I almost didn't go to Black and Brave. I was almost casted for Tough Enough. That season was airing at the same time. And I had about 6 or 7 calls with WWE. And the gal I was talking over there said, like, I was one of her top picks for Tough Enough. And I got that call in the grocery store at the time. And I was like, sitting there, I was like, oh, I might not go to Black and Brave. I was like letting her know about that. But it came down to USA. And I actually let Merrick and Rollins know that, like, hey, I actually might be casted for Tough Enough. Like, I kind of want to go. I would go and do that first and come back or figure out whatever. USA Network ended up picking somebody else. And I was like, all right, I'll take the longer route to success. And I knew it was going to be tough. I have a wrestling background. I wrestled freestyle and Greco-Roman and some Sambo growing up. But I knew it was going to be clean slate and start from the beginning. And it was hands down one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. At that point, they didn't have a gym or facility like they do now. So we were running out of Quad City CrossFit. We were setting up the ring 3 times a week while doing CrossFit. At the time, we were doing 4 or 5 times a week. And then we had to do workouts during the classes and then tear down the ring, rain, shine, sleet, or snow. It was very tough. But I saw people quit along the way. I seen people quit on day one. I seen people quit within 5 minutes. And I knew that I wasn't going to be one of those people. So, yeah, well, that's my own horn, but you're also talking to the top graduate of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy.
Yeah. So how long were you in the academy training before you got out there and started having matches on the circuit?
Had my first match. I think it was like 3 months. We do 12-week training. Then you get like a battle royal, and then you're like kind of on your own from there. So I just started grinding and wrestling anywhere people said yes. I broke in a little late. I was 26 at the time. Yeah, no, 26. I just turned 27 about at the time. And I just started hustling. I remember, like, I don't know, I had some promoters message me this past week, and it was very cool. I had thanked them for giving me opportunities when no one else would. They took a chance on me, and some green, chubby, fat dude who wanted to do magic tricks and other stuff, and they took a risk and gamble on me, and I thanked them. That meant a lot. I work a lot of places. I have a lot of places that were on my goal list or to-do list, and I'm starting to cross more and more of those off. And it's super cool to see just what a little bit of hard work and believing in yourself can do. I said this recently in a podcast, and I want to make a bumper sticker out of it because it's probably the best thing I've ever said in my whole entire life. If you want it, this once again, not just for wrestling, anything in life. If you want it, go get it. It's that simple. It's not that easy, but it's that simple. And I got some advice along the way. Some of the other best advice I got was make yourself undeniable. Paul Heyman told a good buddy of mine when we were doing extra work that a no is a yes waiting to be answered. And I took these things and I rolled with them. And I messaged promoters. There's still promoters I send stuff to literally that I'm still on red. Boom. But every update I send everything cool because I refuse to fail. You know, just because someone says no doesn't mean someone somewhere else is going to give me a chance. And luckily, NWA has given me the platform and stage that I need. And I think together we can rule the world.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, obviously wrestling, you know, is always going to have a lot of ups and downs for all athletes that decide to get into professional wrestling. After you graduated, and what were your first goals in professional wrestling? Say, what were your top 5 goals once you were out there on the circuit? Where were the destinations that you wanted to go? But what were the 5 main goals that you wanted to get after?
I knew that I wanted to win a title somewhere. That was a goal of mine for a while at any indie promotion, right? Another goal of mine was to travel as much as possible. I knew what it was going to take to be where I am. Another goal was to get in shape and get more fit. Let's see. Another goal, a huge one, was AAW, who I just started working for. Danny Daniels over at AAW trained Seth Rollins, who trained me. So he's technically my wrestling grandfather, if you will. And Al Snow trained him. So Al Snow's like my great wrestling grandpa, if you will.
Wow.
So that was a goal of mine. PWG is a huge goal of mine. I was tweeting at them the other day, still knocking down their door. Let's see, like anywhere was the goal. I remember like scratching and clawing for bookings, like wrestling in Kansas outside of like carnivals for like 12 people and like wrestling in front of 8 people. And, or driving for no money. I'm getting paid $5 a match, sometimes nothing. Yeah, it's been quite the journey, to say the least. You know, like coming home tired, going straight to work. Yeah,
paying your dues, as everyone says about in professional wrestling, that you have to do. And I think in this day and age, a lot of people, you don't hear about it, but obviously hearing what you're saying about the things that you've needed to do to scrape claw and to be successful in the professional business so far, really shows that paying your dues is still very much alive and well in the professional wrestling world, to earn those opportunities.
Absolutely. Someone asked me yesterday, what advice would you give to a young wrestler starting up? Don't do it if you're not going to give it your all, because you're going to be let down. It's going to be a waste of time. I've missed birthdays, funerals, weddings, you name it. I've lost friends over this. But like I said, I know what I want and I won't settle for anything less. You get one life, and this is what I choose to do with mine. So
Michael Holenchek, he has a question for you, Zicky. It's when did they let you know you were getting the NWA television title?
Well, I wasn't supposed to get it for a while, I heard. It's funny how a lot of things happened. So last I had heard was, I don't know, it was an idea maybe at some point in time. I also didn't know. I was told that Hard Times and the tapings after were my only ones. So I had the first tapings in December, and then they were like, we got you on the pay-per-view in the next set of tapings, and we'll talk from there. And so I was like, oh man, I don't even know if I'm going to work here like anymore after this or after Hard Times, And then I didn't know what to expect in the tournament. Boom, eliminated by math round 1. I was like, oh man. And I heard the crowd, they weren't too happy with that, believe it or not, that night. You can't really hear it on the pay-per-view, but it was loud boos. And I was like, oh man. And it was the morning of. One of the producers that sent me a screenshot, and I was like, what's that? He's like, that's today. And I was like, let's go. So the match you saw this past week was actually filmed 15 minutes after that triple threat match that you had saw with Cross and Starks. We film a whole season in a weekend. And, usually they try and space it out a little bit so you have time, but that was back to back. So went in the back, got that match, got cleaned up and ready and to go for the title win. So
yeah, wow. And so with the NWA title, do they let you take the title home with you, or do you have to leave that with them at the end of the show?
No title on me.
We were just going to ask you if you could. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a question. We're in a couple of belt groups of some big fans of wrestling belts. So yeah, I had to ask that one if you had it with you. So
I wish I beg and beg. I am also begging for a pink title. I am begging and begging. I had it all ready to go. The title is very nice. I mean, it's beautiful in person. Like, even cameras don't even do it justice. It is very shiny. It is very new. It is. It's a new design, actually. It's a different design than the other NWA title.
The original, yeah.
I don't know exactly off the top of my head who designed it. I remember seeing it in the bag, but I did have it in my bag, and they were as we were chilling, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna need the title back." I was like, but at the same time, Ricky was champion for 6 weeks, so he could have needed the title for something or whatever. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously, you were saying that the shows NWA you're filming back to back to back. Obviously, how does that take its toll on the performers? I mean, going out and doing like a whole series of tapings over a weekend where you're having multiple different matches, does that put a lot of strain on the talent?
Well, I'm sure everyone has a different answer. I'm new guy, bottom of the totem pole, and still my heart pounds every time I'm out there. It's like doo doo doo, like I know what's on the line. And but now that I'm champ, maybe that will slow down because pretty sure I'm not going anywhere. Man, we get in there pretty early. There are long days, but I gotta say, like, the crowd's hot and the crowd keeps you alive in there, and it's it's a great product that we're putting out, and they get long, but like I said, you get some time in between, and no, I think it's been great so far. By the end of it, after we eat and you're in bed and you're up early, ready for the next day, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So another question coming in, this one from Kevin Rodriguez. 7 successful title defenses of the NWA TV title makes you the #1 contender for the 10 pounds of gold. Is that on your mind, or are you living in the moment?
You mean the 10 pounds of pink?
The 10 pounds of pink.
I don't live in the moment. Don't be fooled. I am one step ahead of everybody at all times. If you don't think that I have competitors lined up for my 7 victories, who knows? Maybe I'll do it the first night of the first episode of the season. Maybe I'll do all 7 victories in one episode. How? Let's see. Maybe I'll just buy NWA TV time and just bring in I'm going to find the world's best competitors, the world's best, in my opinion, and I'm going to line them up night after night to prove to the world the kind of television champion I am for you all.
That would be interesting
to
see.
Now that I'm TV champion, I tried to tell my fiance to turn off the TV and the show she was watching, and it didn't really work too much. So I don't know what powers I have with this title. So we'll see, because getting her to change the channel definitely didn't work with the belt.
Yeah, mate, if it can't work for you.
Everyone's TV's in the world but hers.
Dude, if it doesn't work for you, who's the television champion, what luck do the rest of us have, man?
You're right.
How do we get our ladies to change the channel?
We don't.
That's why we have these things now in earbuds.
There's not one person that can beat me for the television title, and that's her. Let me tell you.
So, Mike Holenchek has another question for you. How does it feel to carry the legacy of such a legendary championship?
Oh man, I don't even know how to put it into words. Insane, unreal. It's hard to wrap my head around. As soon as I won the television championship, I went in the back and I cut that promo that they had released this week. And then I was walking in the back, and Kyle Davis walked up to me, and my lip was quivering. And he's like, oh, okay. He's all, you need a minute? He's all, back room. And I just went out there and just let it all out, man. Like, every fucking flight that I flew myself to, every time that I was told no, every time I was driving by myself or losing relationships or losing money, when I knew what I had, like it all made sense at that moment. Like it's just like, this is mine, you know, this is mine. There was a few of my close friends that I FaceTimed and my eyes were just watering. They're like, what's up? And I just picked it up. And a few of my buddies, just their eyes started crying too, because they know like the grind and how bad I've wanted this. And it was very emotional moment. You know, Kyle Davis even, he had tweeted, he's like, the emotion backstage after this is unreal. And it was. It took me like a good 30 minutes to like gather up and then go take those promo photos with the title. But just to have like a company and someone else believe in you as much as you do, it feels nice, because now it's like, okay, let's rock and roll. This outlandish thing I've been doing for 2 years, so everything you've been seeing, I've been doing around the country. I wrestled in South Korea last April. I've been weekend after weekend doing this, giving the world outlandish Zicky Dice and trying to control the win over the masses weekend by weekend. And now I have literally the power to do whatever I want. You know, if you look, every time my phone's blowing up, it's Zicky Dice, Zicky Dice, Zicky Dice, Zicky Dice, all over the World Wide Web. I am literally taking over professional wrestling.
That is insane. And that is crazy. That is crazy. But how did you come up with the Zicky Dice character? How did you come up with the outlandishness that is the Zicky one?
Well, you know, we say like it's you do a version turned up to 11 is a cliche thing, right? This wasn't always what it was. I came out as like this casino pit boss once. It was like white pants and like this Bray Wyatt looking type thing. People used to chant that at me. And then like, I don't know. And then I went to Trunks. And then from there, I lost some weight, shaved the beard off. I was like, I'm going to shave the beard off. And then I was like, you know what? I want to bleach the hair. And then I want to pierce the ear. And I want to grow out, I want to mullet. And little by little. And then, you know, saying the word outlandish. I sat at the gym at 5:30 in the morning with my friend, and it just clicked right away. I was like, dude, outlandish Zicky Dice. I was like, how has that never been like a wrestling moniker? And then I added, you know, the hand gesture, the hand logo. And from there, just I had a logo and a word, and it just stuck and it sticks. And I just keep rolling. And I was like, keep pissing people off along the way. And that's it. It's just never evolving, you know. The name Zicky comes from my name is Nick Zappo. A friend of mine used to call me Zick. He just switched the letters like the stoner idiot that he was.
We all have those friends.
Yeah, Zick. And Zick evolved into Zicky from touring with the friends. Like everyone's like, oh, Zicky, Zicky. And we used to shoot dice on tour all the time. So I like added dice. I was like, if I'm ever a professional wrestler, my name would be Zicky Dice. I actually had the name way before training. And yeah, people have been calling me Zicky since 2007. That's crazy to think about.
But it's such a cool name, and like seeing like how you come out to the ring is just like it's like this shit's outlandish. This is crazy. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, I wore crotch. This is one of my favorite stories. I told this the other day at Black and Brave. I stopped by Black and Brave last week, which is cool. I went and trained with a few with the class for a little bit, and the students were asking me questions, you know, the same thing. How'd you come up with the character and working on promos and stuff like that? And with all the traveling I do, everyone looks the same everywhere I go. Yeah. And so I see the same moves, the same flips, the same, you know, whatever. So I made sure to, what's going to make me different? What's going to make me stand out in a room full of people? What's going to make me stand out? When did WWE Extra work? I had a bright pink suit, head to toe, pink fanny pack. You know me. Went at a match and got a standing ovation year one. Went back a year later, got another standing ovation. They came up to me like, oh, we never give standing ovations. The only thing wrong with your match is that Vince McMahon wasn't watching himself. You're meant to be a superstar. Like Michael Hayes coming up. He's like, man, you're stealing my style. And Jeff Jarrett touching my fanny pack. He's like, goddamn kid. And all this crazy stuff. And then like nothing, you know? So I got sick of here and I just kept grinding. I was like, okay, I'm going to just keep being different. AEW had, what was that? All Out in Chicago. And I bought a billboard and I had it outside of the venue near the closest exit. And I released my website that day. And the billboard said All Outlandish Zicky Dice. And it had ZickyDice.com. And I bought a billboard by myself. I've literally just hustle and grind, and it's all part, and that all becomes outlandish Zicky Dice, because you never know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be wearing, where I'm going to be, or what comes with it. So watch out.
Yeah, I before the interview today, before I brought you on, I was watching this segment that you did where you went into the pro wrestling tea store, and you're like, I got my petition here. I need someone elite to sign it. Come on, man, just get Cody out here. Is Kenny there? The Young Bucks, come on. I was like, oh, this guy is wild as fuck.
Yeah,
this is insane.
Yeah, when they were in the Battle Royal, I was like trying to get signatures to be, in their Battle Royal when they were first coming up, and I've literally. I think the billboard is probably my best idea I've ever had in my whole life.
Oh, absolutely. So we got a couple more questions from the viewers. First one is Facebook user. So if you want to see your name come up on the screen, you just need to click the link above. Who is your favorite TV champion from the past?
Oh man, hard to say Arn Anderson, honestly. I have been watching a lot of Arn recently, and as before, and I listened to a podcast he did before I had won the title about the television title. If you haven't heard that, it's a great podcast. And just that, I think, like, I don't know, he was a great television champion. And, he said, like, even though it wasn't the world title, it was his world title. And that's how I feel, like it's my television championship, and like I said, I am television, and that's that. The answer should be me. The answer should really be me. Zicky Dice is Zicky Dice's favorite television champion now. But
yeah, but from the past though, you're the current.
Am I? I live in '84.
You're the future television champion
from the past.
From the past. Whoa, there you go.
I mean, that's kind of deep, but don't get me lost here. Okay, we'll get.
Yeah, let's keep it on track, brother. So another Facebook user has a question for you, Mr. Zicky Dice. Once you breathed a fireball into Effie's face at Fest Wrestling, how did the spot come about?
Let me just say this. I love Effie to death. Effie, fun fact, I met Effie on tour when I was singing in Heart to Heart on the road. We were playing in Florida, and our merch guy and good buddy Jennings was like, I got to introduce you to my friend. He's going to start trying to become a professional wrestler. And I said, oh, me too. And it was Effie. So I've known Effie. Me and Effie have known each other since before Effie and before Zicky Dice. And I was fortunate enough. I wrestled him at Fest, which was dope. Finally had a singles with him in Louisiana, which was a huge, cool moment for me. But I wanted to spit fire in his face. And I told Effie the spot. I was like, you go to kiss me, and I want to spit fire in your face. And he's like, all right, well, let's do it right here. And we go in this little bathroom. Dude, this is the craziest story. We go in this little bathroom. We're like 4 or 5 feet away. He's all right, well, spit fire on me. And I was all, right here? He's all, yeah. I was all right. So I get on my knees in this fucking bathroom with Effie, and I spit a flame ball into his face. Huge flame ball. If you see the video, it's huge. And he covers up like this. He's like, all right, cool. And I was like, dude, you are nuts. I burned his ear in the bathroom. He's like, all right, cool. We'll do it out there. I was like, all right.
So he's just like, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I spit some fire here and there. I've had it. It doesn't always work out. There was one time in Buffalo, New York, I spit the lamp oil in Dick Justice's face, and that was pretty bad because I flooded the lighter with the light, and I just spit the poison into Dick Justice's face. Sorry, Dick. I feel really bad about that still, but I mean, it
happens.
You can't roll a 20 every time. Sometimes you got to roll a 1, dude.
So someone wants to know: is that a Shining Wizard shirt you got on?
Yes, it is. They just mailed me this. Thank you. And it's pink. I love it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So going back into, obviously, working in the NWA and where you've gotten to so far, where do you see Zicky Dice in the next, obviously, couple of years? Where do you see the character evolving to?
Man, if I had an answer to that question, I would have been getting sleep the last few nights. I don't know. Rain check on this question. It's been a very heavy week, to be honest with you. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this. Man, I don't know. On top somewhere, a main event draw is what I see. Definitely 100%. I see it being my full-time gig and traveling the world and entertaining the masses. Hopefully have some babies and own a house soon. That'd be cool too. That's what I see, man. That's awesome. This is the beginning of the journey. We're doing it together. But I mean, I'm gonna do it alone, but you guys can all watch and witness.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what we're definitely going to be doing is watching and witnessing what you're achieving and what you're doing. Obviously being given an opportunity to carry a title within the NWA is obviously a massive accomplishment and a massive milestone for you, and obviously you're in the position where a lot of guys in the business wish they could be right now. Did you obviously when you started it, did you ever think that you would get this far into professional wrestling, or did you sort of know from the start, like, no, I'm going to be a superstar in this business?
Well, I had a hunch. I mean, I know me, and I know like my personality, and I know my grind. I got my band from my mom's garage to the main stage, and I like I said, I wouldn't settle for less. I refused to fail. There was a point in time where I almost did quit wrestling about 1.5 years ago. I was, fed up, and it wasn't happening as fast as I had wanted it to, but I've learned that everyone has their path, and I was on mine, and I just had to ride it out a little longer. But the hard work definitely doesn't stop. If anything, it gets harder now. I'm the new guy in the block, so still got a lot of things to prove.
Do you get a lot of advice from the guys from the Black and Brave Wrestling School? Do you still keep in contact with guys like Seth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tyler, yeah.
I went and got dinner with Crotch. I wrestled for SCW. That's where I had my first match. I just wrestled for them last Saturday night, which was very cool for me to go back. I had it planned out with Merrick for a little while. I had let them know that I, won the title when I did. I still keep in contact with Rollins and Merrick and Crotch over there. And it's cool because once you graduate, like, they're always there to, you pick their brain or go to them for guidance. And I definitely take them up on that. I would send Rollins my matches here and there. It took me a while to send some to him. I was very picky and choosy on what I would send back when, but they were always there to guide the way and help me out. So I was always thankful for that. Black and Brave proud.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, it's good to have that sort of network of people that you can go back to, even obviously as your career advances, and obviously, get some, perspective on what you're doing, and obviously some options of what you can do differently. So,
absolutely.
So how are you finding, obviously, the music and wrestling career, juggling both?
Well, the band just released a new record on this past Valentine's Day. Heart to Heart's Heartbreaker is out now on In Vogue Records. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all those fun things. Zicky definitely comes first. We will have some pop-up shows. That's for like full tours. I don't know here or there, but we might pop up city to city. We'll see. How do I do it? I don't know. I need a clone for all the things that I do right now.
How you find juggling all of that, being Zicky Dice, the wrestler, but also being, Nick, the rocker, and so forth?
I do not know, honestly. It's just do. Like, I don't know. I don't do well with downtime, so I'd rather stay busy and be doing something else. And like I said, I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. So I still feel like I got a lot to prove.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So one thing, obviously, that music and wrestling is synonymous for is sort of the tattoo sort of look, and you obviously have quite a few tattoos. And do you have any professional wrestling inspired tattoos?
Yeah, I do. I have this one here. I got this in Iowa. Let's see, where is it? How are we gonna get that here? I got this in Iowa. This represents, and he's actually holding a title belt. Me moving to Iowa and training to be a wrestler. There we are. That's better. That's my wrestling tattoo.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I also have a HBK tattooed on my thumb.
Oh, that is rock and roll.
Yeah. Bro, Shawn Michaels is probably my all-time favorite wrestler.
Yeah, right. So before we start wrapping up here, there's a little bit of a thing that we do where we get some Americans from around the world and mainly professional wrestlers, because that's who we interview mainly here. And we try and see if you're able to understand some Aussie slang. So you said that you were going to be coming out to, wanting to come out to Australia. So we want to set you up the best that we can. And we want to see if you can understand some Aussie slang.
I love it. All
right. So I'm going to say the words or the phrases, and if you need me to put it into a phrase, I'm happy to do that for you.
And I just say them back?
Well, you can just tell me what it means. All right. So,
okay.
Hey, mate, want to come over to my house for a barbie?
You want to come over and barbecue?
Yep. Okay. All right. Bloody oath.
Is that like, oh shit?
No, it means yes. It's very much true. You're right, mate. Bloody oath.
Okay.
Dead set, mate. He's a bludger. What am I calling him?
One more time.
Dead set, mate. He is a bludger.
You are calling me a snake.
No, a bludger is someone who's lazy, generally someone who relies on others to do their shit. Like, you know, so we call people that are on, like, you know, like people that sort of don't work and are on, like, the Centrelink, we call them dull bludgers. So, yeah. Struth, mate, you want to look out for the booze bus.
I hope that's a party bus.
No, it's a police vehicle used to catch drunk drivers.
Damn it.
All right. Oh, mate, look out. Dad's in his budgie smugglers again. What's that in?
One more time.
Oh, no. Dad's in his budgie smugglers again.
He's in his boxers, his underwear.
No, budgie smugglers are like a Speedo.
Damn it.
So we call them because it looks like a budgie bird that's being smuggled in there.
I love it.
All right. All right. Got to go up the bottle-o. What do I...
Drinking the bottle. Pounding the bottle down.
Yeah, but okay, so I've got to go to a bottle-o. Where do I have to go?
The bar.
The liquor store.
Damn it, I was going to say the liquor store. I swear that was, damn
it. All right. G'day, cobber. What's a cobber?
A dude.
Yeah, so a very good friend.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Crikey.
Damn.
Yeah, like an expression of surprise, like crikey.
I had to explain to a friend what Mazel Tov meant. Actually, it was Ricky Starks. I told Ricky Starks, he's like, what's Mazel Tov mean? I was like, it's like, hell yeah. So now that I'm warmed up, that's what comes to mind. All right, let's go. I'm ready now.
All right, you ready now? You ready? Okay. She bangs like a dunny door in the wind. What am I saying?
Outlandish.
Yeah, that is outlandish. We'll skip that one then. Okay. Pass me a durry.
Milk.
What do I want you to pass me?
Cup of milk.
No, a durry is a cigarette.
Damn it.
Okay. All right. Geez, your missus is going off.
The ladies. She's hot. She's losing it.
Yeah, she's angry. She's going off.
Yes.
Oh, crikey, mate. That was hard yakka.
Hard liquor.
Hard work.
Damn it.
Bloody hell. He's a bit of a mongrel.
Like an animal. Like,
yeah, or someone who's a bit of a dick, like, yeah, you fucking mongrel of a thing.
I'm gonna get it down, and when I come out there, I'm gonna have all these down. You watch.
All right, we'll go one more. No worries, mate.
We're all good.
Yeah, man, no problems. It's okay. Or there's another one. No wuckers.
No whackers.
No wuckers.
Is that like no weirdo?
It's a truly Australian way to say no worries, mate.
Ah, damn. That's good. I like it.
Hey, look, we can keep going on this like for a long time, Zicky, but I know you're a busy guy, man. So,
well, appreciate it.
Why don't you tell everyone where we can find you, man?
I made it nice and simple. You can find me at Zicky Dice on every piece of social media you can think of. Reach out. I look forward to entertaining and meeting you all. Yeah, thanks for having me. And if you're not already, watch NWA Power every Tuesday and hit that subscribe button at the top. That does me a lot of good as much as it does you. So, yeah.
Zicky, before we go, Kevin Rodriguez just wants to know, do you accept gifts from fans?
I love gifts. Don't send me anything weird. Okay,
so Kevin's wife owns a custom business, and we have something for you. And I'm telling you now, Kevin's wife does amazing work. She makes custom cups, hoodies, keychains, shirts. That's A-Rock Designs, and I'm going to be getting a couple of cups in for myself very soon. So
yeah, I love it.
I'm sure Kevin can talk to you about that when he talks to you on Wednesday night.
Right.
Zicky, if you just hold on a second while we just wrap up, and you and I can have a quick catch up in the back. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Shooting the Shit Uncensored. I am Piers Austin. This is Zicky Dice, and you have been watching Multi-Continental Wrestling Alliance. Thank you very much for having us, and we'll catch you again soon, guys. Much love.